I am John Boecklin, the drummer here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Tommy Vext with a mouthful of pizza.
Very nice. Well, congratulations on your 2018. I mean, you guys did amazing with your album Disobey, and with singles Hear Me Now, Remember When, and of course your cover of the Cranberries Zombies. I'm curious, your new album Nation drops October 25th. When did you start writing for this new album? Was it while you were on tour? Because you toured a lot for your first album, or was it more you kind of recorded some demos right before you went in the studio?
Well, when did you start?
I started at September, the first time we had any time off. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, most of it was started when the touring would die down, which wasn't very much, but any time off we were tracking and writing. Nice. And then, so we started in September, and it was done by, I would say, basically March, April-ish.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't, we didn't write from that. We were touring in between all that time as well. So
yeah, you guys toured a ton.
It was hectic.
Who produced the album, and where did you guys record it?
Tommy and I produced it.
Oh, nice.
And we recorded at the same places as we did the last record, out in Vegas, one thing for guitars, did vocals and mixing in
LA. Sparrow Sound.
Mm-hmm. Was it very relaxed, or was there pressure because the sophomore slump happens to some bands?
No, well, we never stopped. On the breaks, we were both in different studios writing new material. So by the time, and then everyone had the break for Christmas, and so the rest of the guys, they wrote their own material in their home studios. So
okay,
it was more trying to figure out what were the songs that were going to be on the record.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
Pressure. We didn't really have that kind of vibe. It was pretty just let's work hard. I mean, if everything sucked that we were writing, I think we all would have started getting nervous. But yeah. I think once we started hearing, when Tommy laid out the vocals and we heard some really big choruses, and we knew that things were just going to be just fine.
Very cool. And does Nation stand for anything, or?
It does, but I'm not telling anybody.
Oh, okay.
You gotta play it backwards.
Let's talk about the beautiful album cover. Whose idea was to come up for that?
We actually had a different artwork layout.
Uh-huh.
And, we were on tour, and we played in London, and one of my favorite photographers, Harris Newcomb, he came to the show with his girlfriend. And Harris, I met because a buddy of mine, my buddy Josh Brolin, bought one of his prints and had posted about it, and then I saw it, I followed him. And I wanted him to shoot the band when we were in town, but we didn't have time.
Oh.
And we continued our friendship and kind of a mutual artistic admiration. And I saw this photo shoot that he did with this model, Angela, and she had a huge wolf on her stomach. And to me, it wound up becoming the cover of the album because Bad Wolves Nation represents our international fan base. And we have we get thousands of messages from fans all over the world who have tattoos of the Bad Wolves logos, whether it's like the wolf head or the name of the band, or they get our autographs tattooed.
That's so cool.
And, it felt like a sign. It was like perfect representation. So we called Harris, and then we kind of just shifted gears, and me and John went through. He sent us like a series of photos, and we kind of went through and looked at the album tracks and which images kind of spoke to what songs, and then paired them together, and it kind of just was like a perfect pairing.
Wow, that's cool. Let's talk about my favorite tracks from the new album Nation. In this day and age, which I call the internet ADHD, where you can easily click on something else, the first track, I think, is so important to draw people in, and you guys nailed it with the opening track, I'll Be There. I'll talk about the writing of that, because I really love the opening riff, and especially the drums when they come in, and that powerful chorus.
Yeah, that was a drum beat that I wrote. It's a permutated paradiddle, for those who would like to know. It's right to left-hand lead. That's boring stuff. It's very hard to play. So I've learned.
As a former drummer, yeah, I know. I was like, wow.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, the beginning's interesting.
Yeah.
And then knew practicing that groove that there was going to be something cool there, and then the rest came together musically rather easy once we just laid down figuring out what that complex part was going to be. I wanted it to be all over the song.
Yeah.
That was too much. We just used it as the intro, and once we decided that, it was pretty easy to figure out the rest. And we really, really felt that the chorus was like a real. What's the word?
Anthemic.
Yeah, I can't say that. What is it?
Anthemic.
Anthemic. Anthemic. Anthemic. I mean, it's really got that uplift.
It's very anthemic.
Yeah. And also the bridge was really good too. I figure that's like kind of a lost art form. You know, have a really good bridge in a song.
Yeah, the bridge went full blown, far beyond driven. Yeah, I was like, man, these fucking Dimebag Daryl's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool little. That's cool that you like that song, and it definitely has a bit of everything that we do best. Like Tommy's kind of fast rapping, which no one's really doing these days anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, you know, not no one, but you know, it's a handful of people out there, and it's
just
cool.
Not as good as me.
Yeah.
Well, is that always going to be like the first track? Like, did you have like something else in mind, or once you wrote that one, like this has got to be the first one? It's going to draw people in.
We all thought LA Song was going to be the opening track for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
There was actually an idea. It became the bookend. The original intro for LA Song is way longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. No. The song that I relate to the most, lyrically wise, is "Killing Me Slowly." Can you? Did I lose you guys?
What's up?
No, I said I think I lost you guys for a second. I'll edit that out. The song that personally relates to me the most lyrically is "Killing Me Slowly," which actually I just heard on Octane driving this morning, which is great. Now, to me, I don't know what the song's about because I've been wrong so many times in the past, but that's the beauty of music as an art form, that anyone can take something personally from it. Like for me, I deal with a lot of anxiety, and the lyrics relate to me. Can you talk about the meaning behind that song?
I'm actually interested to hear what your interpretation was.
Like I said, to me, it was like anxiety and not losing sleep over stuff, you know, so... But I've been wrong so many times. I've interviewed people and they're like, "Oh, that's not what the song's about."
Well, "Killing Me Slowly" is actually like a relationship song.
Okay.
And it kind of goes through the motions of. It's actually it's written in the first person, but it's not from my perspective. It's from the other person's perspective, and it's like.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like what happens when, and it could be a relationship, or it could be a band member, or it could be a work colleague or something where. The person cannot seem to commit to being transparent and honest with their partner or whoever it is that is the counterpart in the relationship, and they wind up sabotaging things, and the person that they sabotage things with moves on to greater things, and then they have to like force to be a witness to it, almost kind of like how. It's almost kind of like the song from Justin Timberlake, "What Goes Around Comes Around."
Yeah.
By Britney Spears. Mm-hmm. And then she shaved her head and went nuts.
I think that'd be a good cover for you guys. Very cool.
That's the narrative behind that.
Yeah. Well, I think every great hard rock album has to have at least one great ballad song on it, and obviously "Sober" is like a great track from the album. Was that a hard song to like sing about and write?
No, I think it was really more. It was very important for me to illustrate lyrically, to tell the story of not just the addict or alcoholic, but the family members and the people whose lives touch the sufferer. That's an untold story. There's so many bands and artists who, lived with, suffered from, survived, or have died from the affliction of alcoholism and drug addiction. No one ever talks about the family afterward. No one ever talks about the friends, the people who have to stand by and kind of love someone who won't love themselves, and the destruction and chaos that it brings to a family dynamic.
Wow, very deep. Well, like I said, your new album drops October 25th, and then you're going to be kicking off a arena tour with amazing lineup, Five Finger Death Punch and 3 Days Grace. How did you guys get the tour with them?
How did we get a tour with them?
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
By being so goddamn good. We're friends. Pretty much.
But like, did someone put together, or is it more just you guys all got together and like, let's do a arena tour together, I'm always curious.
I mean, we're all friends, and also our manager. So we've done shows and tours with them in the past, and it just so happened they were going out right 4 days after our album drops. So it all kind of just made sense where we're ready to start our album cycle with them, and couldn't be happier with the place.
That's cool. So
on that bill.
So album cycle means you're probably gonna be on tour for what, next year and a half, 2 years?
Probably a year.
Year. We release an album every 18 months or so.
Oh, nice. 2020, you guys gonna be heading to Europe, right? With Megadeth?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
we're going Five Finger Death Punch and Megadeth. And looks like all those shows are selling out, so it should be quite an event.
Yeah. Well, hopefully while you're over in London, I guess you can meet up with that photographer who did the album cover. You can actually shoot you guys, huh?
Yeah, we're actually already setting that up, so hopefully he's in town on the same week that we're going to be out there, and we can get in a shoot or something like that.
Well, very cool. Well, thank you guys for taking time to talk to me, and congratulations on everything, and good luck with the tour and the new album.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.